This is the Runescape Bestiary, the complete list of monsters found in Runescape, whether big or small. And there is one man who is taking it all on, and that man is the Bestiary Boy. Starting from the lowest levels, we'll be working our way up the list, getting all requirements we need along the way, and eventually making it to the final goal. Welcome to Besting the Bestiary. How's it going, everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of Besting the Bestiary. In the last episode, we finished what we could of combat bracket 47. This episode is a little different, however, but if you want to catch up on the series so far, check the playlist in the top right or in the description below. We're doing another Getting Technical today, so you may remember I did one of those on episode 18. And I know it kind of seems quite soon for another one, but unfortunately that episode came out 2 months ago, and RuneScape and the wiki are always updating regardless of my uploads. These Getting Technical episodes are basically just going to be ones where we add in new content that came into the game, we'll double check if there are any changes in the listings of monsters on the wiki, and just generally attempting to fix any loose holes we might have come across in our travels. To start us off, the wiki has changed the way that chickens are listed, and as such we now have things to change. The chicken that was already there is now called Chicken Normal. We also now need to add 2 more chicken variants. The first one is the Miscellanean Chicken variant, and we can't kill these ones because we can't access Miscellanea. And the second variant we need to add is the Falador Farm Chicken. But we can kill those ones, although I've technically already killed them during that Slayer grind we recently did, but you know, for the video we have returned to the farm to get them taken out. Let's get it done. There are 3 different colors of chicken at the farm, so all 3 will go down here. And that is number 3. Poor chickens. For Combat Bracket 2, there have been some changes to the cow listing. Cows have been split into 5 different variants instead of just the one. Cows 1, 2, and 3 are the basic cows, all found in like the Lumbridge cow pen, and we have already taken those ones out in a previous video. However, we now have a cow variant in Zenaris to take on, which we cannot access just yet because we need Lost City. And lastly, there is a Cow Isle of Souls variant listing as well, which we can indeed take out with no problems. It also seems to be just the one color of cow here, which makes it easy. There have also been some small changes to the Goblin listing, which will be a recurring theme this episode, by the way. The Goblin level 2 remains as is, but we now add in Goblin level 2 armed. These ones, however, are located at the Goblin Cave near the Fishing Guild. Luckily for me, I already took those guys out by chance in my travels in a previous video. Also, in relation to the Sheared Ram, I am still unsure of the whereabouts of this guy, so if anyone has seen him, please call Lost and Found, which is me. Because I've gone and re-looked at all the areas listed on the wiki for the ram locations, and the only ram that even looks similar to the Sheared one is the ones that are north of the monastery, but obviously there's only one there, and it's not sheared, so I'm not really sure what the go is there. We are pairing brackets 3 and 4 as they both have pretty much the same change, and it's a very simple one. For Combat 3, the Woman Westardy level 3 listing has been split into their individual variants. It is now written as Woman Westardy level 3, 1, 2, and 3, which we also took out in the video that they were in, luckily. And for Combat Bracket 4, the Woman variant listing was also changed from Woman Westardy level 4 to Woman Westardy level 4, 1 and 2. Those were also taken out in the first video they appeared in. We're absolutely on fire. In Combat Bracket 5, the only changes are to the Goblin listings. The Goblin level 5 listing stays the same, but we have more variants to add in now. There is now Goblin Vault of War level 5, which just means Stronghold of Security level 1. And there is now Goblin Village red and green, which are obviously just the goblins that are in Goblin Village. And I checked back on my goblin killing montage, and I just happened to also go through and take out all of these variants already. All there is left is to just tick them all off. For combat bracket 8, the only changes are crawling hand changes, and unfortunately we're going to have to decomplete this bracket. So allow me to explain. Crawling hands have now been split into their color variants. When I originally killed the level 8 crawling hands, I went to the Slayer Tower, saw only one color for the small hands, but since the large hands were multicolored I thought it was just normal. So I assumed all the small ones were like that, killed one, went on my way, but on the wiki there are now 4 crawling hand level 8 variants. The only other level 8 crawling hands location is at the same place as the level 7 crawling hands, which means we only have 1 of 4 variants completed now, and the last 3 now have to wait until Darkness of Halavale. Very disappointing, but we'll get there eventually. Pairing combat 11 and 12, we have similar changes for these two brackets as well. For both of these ones, it's pretty much just a goblin name change. For combat 11, the goblin that we have already killed is now called Goblin Vault of War level 11, but that doesn't affect us. In combat bracket 12, the goblin names are being changed from level 12, 1 and 2 to Goblin God Wars Dungeon level 12 and Goblin God Wars Dungeon level 12 banner. Bit of a mouthful. I still can't kill these two, however, because they are in the regular God Wars dungeon. They have actually also removed the Mourner level 12 from this list completely, so it must have been a mistake. I'm not really sure, but I'll take it. We have more goblin changes. For the current goblin that we have, we'll be changing that one to the Vault of War variant, which we have luckily already taken out. The God Wars Dungeon goblin remains just as it is, but we now need to add a new goblin in there, which is just a basic goblin level 13, which I didn't end up killing because it looks the same as the Vault of War one, and I thought they were the same thing, but now they've been split. So basically we just need to go take out a regular level 13 goblin. Next up is the Flawed Golem. Here is where we truly are getting technical. This monster was added in the Below the Ice Mountain update, which added the ruins of Kamdazal. Those ruins we'll get to later though, but basically I just need to do the Below Ice Mountain quest, but that has a boss fight where they combat level 25 at the end that I'll need to take out. And so in order to keep the spirit of the series, I am going to wait until I'm editing the Combat Bracket 25 bracket before I do the quest and touch this section. But you know, there might not be too many changes between this bracket and Combat 25, so it might be right away, but we'll see in a minute. And also, I want to be putting the Rubble and the Golem forms together because I assume I can only kill it in Golem form, but there's 2 listings, similar to how the Shades work, but I can only kill 1 variant, so I'm just going to put the 1 in there. Combat brackets 16, 17, and 24. I know, 3 combat brackets in one. I'm just trying to save you guys from watching too many transitions. But these 3 combat brackets only have name changes, but nothing I need to actually kill, so we'll just list them down now. So for combat bracket 16, the Goblin is being changed to Goblin Vault of War level 16. There's 2 variants of these in the Stronghold already killed in the video they appeared in. Combat bracket 17, the Goblin name is being changed to Goblin God Wars Dungeon level 17, which I still can't kill. And for combat 24, the change is to the Ghost. It is now being called Ghost Grave of Scorpius, which we already killed. It's just a name change. And here we are at combat bracket 25 that we were talking about not too long ago. Exactly what you've probably been waiting for. We have another change to the Goblin listings, just changing this one to the Vault of War name, so the Goblin Vault of War level 25, which we have already taken out. But yeah, I guess we have a boss to talk about now. So the boss name is called the Ancient Guardian, which also has a Golem / Rubble listing, which will pair into one as well, just like the Flawed Golem. So the Below Ice Mountain quest is just a novice quest. We already have all the requirements necessary. I just have to pick a few things up, of course. But basically, I'll just see you guys over for the boss battle. It should be a short quest, I believe. Oh my god, I had one job and I totally accidentally hit the record button twice or something like that because I just didn't record the kill or the quest completion. I've just gone to record just a little bit afterwards, but I realized I didn't, you know, have the recording going. I have ruined everything, haven't I? Alright, I'm gonna talk to the dwarf and I'll quickly show the quest log. Oh, actually, I do have another account that hasn't finished the quest yet, so I'm just gonna get that account, get to the boss. I want to film the boss, and I'm just gonna put it in now, and then we can all pretend that this is me. Just so that you guys can see it, basically. But obviously, you know I've killed it because I've finished the quest. Alright, now after that embarrassment, let's go take on the flawed golem from the level 13 combat bracket that we had to pass over. I am recording, right? Okay, yes, okay. Here is a flawed golem kill. For combat bracket 30, we are not going anywhere. We've got the mind golem to add into the list and then also for us to take out. Let's do it. The Undead Zealot is still on my list, and I had kind of forgotten about it, but the last time we tried to kill them we could only find one of the two variants. When I looked at the wiki last, it also didn't tell me the chance to spawn an Undead Zealot, but it now says the chance, which is only a 5% chance to spawn an Undead Zealot. I want to chill for a while at Shades, get somewhere between, I don't know, like 5 and 10 encounters or something like that. If none of them are the second variant that I need to find, I assume that they might spawn on higher tier Shades or something like that. But obviously you've seen me do this all before. I'm just gonna pop back with the encounters pretty much, unless I, you know, fuck up that. This is my first inventory, but I will say that it is much better doing this now than what it was back then. Like, I'm higher combat, the Shades aren't aggressive, I don't have to be on my toes all the time, and since my defense is a bit better, I can bring less food, and hopefully this means everything will go quicker. Oh shit. Oh my god, it is the right one. Actually, this is my first zombie encounter since I started this grind. It's only my third inventory or something like that. Oh my god, yes. I had so many encounters the first time that we did this grind. And the first time that I come back here, it is the right one. Hell yes. Alright, an old enemy of mine off the list. Let's go. Well, it turns out that I've skipped a vital piece of information on the wiki, and I suppose this is kind of why, you know, I go back and do these episodes to, you know, triple check out, double check. But there's actually a Tarn's Lair variant of skeleton that is, well, you know, not in Tarn's Lair. It's just outside of it, so basically we're just gonna go sneak on in there, take out the skeleton, and be happy campers. Yeah, so he's just right there, and there's two of them, but on inspection they are the same, so I only need to take out one. And also I did take a sneak peek at the other Tarn's Lair monsters, and it seems like the rest are actually in the lair. I mean, I'm kind of here looking, but you know, I definitely know that the rest of them are in the lair. Well, that is all the adaptations we need to make for the old stuff. But if you didn't really know, as I go, I do add new things into the current combat bracket if I need to. I just don't edit the old bits unless it's part of one of these videos. Mainly just because as I do the current stuff, it's, you know, pretty current. But the old changes, I don't want to smack them randomly in episodes and, like, you know, jump things around. So that's what these videos are for, basically. But that's all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit that button below, and I'll see you all next time. See you later.